Everyone able to see my screen? Since someone confirm.
Yes, sir. You can see.
Okay. Hi, Sadhvi.
Hi, Sudarshan.
Yeah, good morning, sir. This is Srinath.
Okay. Okay. So last class we discussed proc transpose, proc means, and proc summary, right? Okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So statistical procedure, we started discussing proc means and proc summary. So proc summary and proc means will give the 5 statistics as an output and minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation. Okay. Next, we have one more procedure is proc fric. Now, proc fric will give the 4 statistics as an output. What are those? Frequency, percentage, cumulative frequency, and cumulative percentage. Cumulative frequency and cumulative percentage. So these 4 statistics give you as an output. Okay, data, some class 1 data set I am taking. Set cellular class as an input. So this is my input data set now. Now if I'm this on this class 1 data set, okay, if I apply proc fric, let's see what's going to happen. Proc fric data equal to class 1 data set. See, previously when you apply proc means by default for all the numeric variables it is given statistics. Now, but when you apply proc fric, see, not only for a numeric variable, even for character variables, means for all the variables in your data set, by default it will give the statistics. What are the statistics it is giving? Frequency, percentage, cumulative frequency, cumulative percentage. Okay. See, frequency is nothing but, for example, sex variable. If you observe, female, there are 9 females are not there, 10 males are there, the total 90. Percentage is nothing but in the total, how many females percentage? 47. The total, how many male percentage? 52.6. Cumulative frequency means frequency, first observation 9, 9 plus 10, 90. Remember, always your end value of cumulative frequency is the total observation count. Total observation. Okay. Cumulative percentage means percentage, first one 47.37, 47.37 plus 52.63, 100%. Always it should be end should be 100%. Okay. See, for height variable, for weight variable, for all the variables, it will give the statistics. That's what the proc fric. Proc fric. The first point is by default, it will give statistics for all the variables, nothing but both character variable and numeric variables. Okay. Now you can immediately ask me. So I want statistics for only specific variable. So previously we used a where statement in a proc means. Now here we're going to use tables statement. Tables sex means only for sex variable it will give the statistics. Okay. If you mention height variable means only for height variable it will give the statistics. Okay. Only for height variable it will give the statistics. Okay. tables statement we'll use. Okay. Now, at a time for two variables also we can give the statistics. For example, for a sex and age variable, together if you need a statistics. See, you will get output like this. Means for sex variable, for age variable. See, under female age 11, what is the frequency percentages? Frequency percentage, row percentage, column percentage. For female age 12, there are only two people are there, their percentages, their row percentage and column percentage. Like this, okay? It will give. So whenever you want to calculate the frequency for two variables, just you have to use a star symbol. Sex into age or name into age, or else some age into height. Like this, any two variables, if you want any statistics, you can do it using star. Okay. And here it is giving the statistics, four statistics it is giving the right frequency percentage, cumulative frequency, cumulative percentage. Here you have some options also. For example, see, I have an option called no percent. Means percentage details won't come. So you have to use it like this only, table statement slash mention that option. No percent means percentage will come out, only frequency details. Frequency, cumulative frequency. Percentage, cumulative percentage, it won't come in your output. Similarly, you have no frequency also. So no cumulative also. No cumulative. The cumulative details won't come. Only frequency, percentages details will come. Okay. All the two options together also you can use it. No cumulative, no percentage. Only frequency details it is coming. Okay. And here everything is coming in the form of data set. So in the form of output report, correct? Did you observe, is it created any data set? Correct? We haven't created any data set. If you want to create an output data set for these outputs, you have to write an output statement. How to write out statement here? Slash out equal to mention the data set name. Okay, out equal to class by output data set will create. Clear? For each variable, frequency counts and percentages counts, it will give in the data set. Clear? If you want in the form of data set, it will come like this. The output report means it will come like this. So you have to, if you need in the form of data set means you have to use out statement. Okay. That's it for the prop rec. Very simple. Okay. So prop rec will give the four statistics as an output: frequency, percentage, cumulative frequency, cumulative percentage. By default, it will give the statistics for all the variables. If you want a statistic for a specific variable, use the table statement. And if you want a specific statistics only, use this option, no percent or no cumulative also. Okay. If you need in the form of output data set, use a out statement. Clear? That is prop rec. Clear? Any doubts? Anyone? Clear, everyone? Prop rec.
Hi, sir. Swati here.
Yeah, tell me, Swati.
So I have seen this prop tray in my office. where they used on one of the libname. So they took from libname one part and they used the procrec on that. So the
Hmm.
stored logs or reports uh, on that they used.
Yeah. See,
So
see, libname is different. Okay, libname for creating the library. For example, I create some library. Library name I can give anything. Correct.
yes,
For example, I have a data set here. Okay, I am working for any banking project. So here I have a data. Okay, I create a library. Correct. Done.
yes,
There is what the library is created. Okay. Now in this library, any one of the data set you want to apply, you can apply. What is there? So how to write it simple. Swati dot. What is the data set? Which data set you want to apply? For example, class 1 data set here also there. You can apply here. Class 1. That's it.
uh,
Okay. Your output data set was created. Class underscore pet. Now you want to save this output data set in this library means just save it. So by default, it will read it from the work library and it will store in the work library. If you want to store in any specific library, mention that library.
okay.
Okay. See. In the Swati's library, there's a class underscore flex data set is created. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what your doubt.
Yes, yes.
Fine. Okay. So if everyone is clear, I'll give one task on this whatever the topics we discussed. Okay. Listen the task. Give me the all the distinct is nothing but unique values of age from your SAS self class data set. Okay, clear? Now in your SAS self data set, you have under class data set. Okay, SAS self for their class data set. You have to take it this SAS self class data set as an input. Okay, and you have to create one data set. For example, you are creating class 1 data set. It should contains all the unique, the distinctive values of age. It should be contain only age variable. Your output data set should contain only age variable, and it's supposed to have only unique values. What are the unique values of ages you have here? You are repeating, right? 14, 13, 13. I don't want all the repeated observations. I need only unique values like this. Only one variable required in my output data set and should contains only unique observation 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. 14, 15, and 16. That's it. These are the unique values of ages in a class size. So you have to write a program. Okay. If I execute your program, your output data set should be class 1. It should contain only one variable, and only these observations supposed to be there. In that manner, you have to write a program, and this output you can also get it not only in one method. You're supposed to write a program in a multiple methods. Okay, this output you can easily get it using proc sort. Write a program in a proc sort, and you can also write it in a proc means as well. Proc means a proc summary. Whichever you write, both are fine. Okay, and you can also get it using proc rec as well. Okay. There is one more proc SQL is there. We haven't discussed. That's a separate chapter. If you have a little idea, you can write it. Else, no problem. I'll explain proc SQL chapter separately. And there is one more topic will be there. First dot and last dot. Using first dot and last dot also, you can get this output. You can achieve this output. Okay. So this is also these two last two methods I haven't discussed. If you want to try, you can try it from your end. Anyway, I'll explain tomorrow. Okay. These three methods you can try and you can write a program. You can come. Okay. Clear, everyone? That's it. This is the task. This is your input data set. This is the output data set I want. For that one, you have to write a program in different methods. Proc sort, proc break, or proc fix. Okay, clear?
Sir, could you please explain question once again?
Okay. Give me the all the distinct or unique values of age from the SAS class data set. If you observe SAS class data set, you have age variable, right? What are the observations you have? There are so many observations. Different ages are there, but 19 observations are there. In those 19 observations, only unique values I need. Distinct. Distinct or unique is nothing but see 14, 14, 14, 14. Multiple times 14 is coming. I need only one 14. Enough. 13, 13, 13, 13. Correct? Only one 13 is enough in output. That's it. 12, 12. Multiple times 12 is coming. Only one 12. Like this. Distinct values.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
For example, if sex variable, if you ask a distinct, what is the sex variable distinct values here? Unique values means? Tell me.
Male and female.
Male and female. Only two observations. Male and female. Two distinct values. Similarly, for age variable, what is the unique values? These are the unique values. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this one I need in output data set. Okay. Remember, I don't want all these variables in my output data set. I don't want all the observations in my output data set. Have only one variable, only these observations are required. That's it. Clear? You can write a program in these three methods. If you have idea, you can try in these two methods as well. First two methods. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Proc break. Okay. We'll move to the next. Okay. See, the next procedure is proc data sets. Okay. So, see the proc data sets. It's not a very similar procedure with other comparatively with other procedures. It's a little different and it is special also because previously whatever we discussed the procedures, every procedure will do one unique work. For example, if we do proc means will do the proc means only, do the only 5 statistics. That's it. Proc content will give the only content of the data set. Proc print will only print in the data set. So one procedure will do only one task. Correct? But proc data sets was not like that. Using proc data sets, okay, we can do it multiple things. Okay. Let us discuss one by one what are the things we can do it using proc data sets. Okay. First thing, if you want to view the content of the data set, how we are going to view? Which procedure will write? Which procedure will write? We'll write a proc contents. Proc content, for example, is as dot class and write. So it will give the content of the data set. Correct? Contents procedure it is giving. Same output report, you can also get it using proc data sets as well. See how to get it proc data sets. First write a library is equal to in which library your data set is there. In SASL library. Okay, here you have to write a statement. What you want? Contents data equal to class. So for class data set, we're going to give the content. Quit. Okay. See, procedure data set. See the data set procedure. It is giving us, it is also giving the content of the data set. What is the data set name, when it's created, when it's modified, what are the variables you have, what are the how many observations you have, when it's engine it is working, what are the variables, type, length, everything. Previously using proc content, what you got output report. Now using when you use the proc data sets also got the same output report. Clear? So using proc data set, you can also get that, you can get the content of the data. Okay. Clear? Next. You want to append the two data sets. Which procedure you will use? For example, I have two data sets like this. One second. Let me take some data sets. Okay. I have two data sets like this, boys and girls. Where sex is equal to M, it should have boys data set, all sex male details. Where girls data set, where sex is equal to M. Now these two data sets, if you want to append, generally which procedure will use? Will you use the proc append to combine these two data sets, to append these two data sets? What is the proc append syntax? Anyone remember? We discussed already, right? Proc append in a combining SAS data set topic. No one remember?
Yes, sir.
Tell me proc append syntax. Proc append base equal to, for example, you are appending girls data set with a boys data set. That you are appending girls to boys. Now your boys data set should contain both male and female details. Okay. Now same appending, I can also do it using proc data sets as well. Okay, proc data sets library is equal to, in which library my input data sets are there? In a work library. Okay, I want to do append, right? So here also you can use an append statement. Append base is equal to boys, data is equal to X. Quit. Okay, so now also appending will be done. You are appending the girls data set to the boys data set. Now your boys data set contains both sex is equal to M details and female details. Okay, so like this, you whatever the proc append will do, you can also do it using proc data set as well. Okay, that's the second usage. Next. Next one, we can modify the attributes of the variables. Modifying the attributes. Attributes is nothing but like formats, labels, renamings, variable attributes. These are the variable attributes, right? For example, class 1 is data set is there. For this data set, any label I want to change, okay? Label I want to give. There is any format you need to apply. I want to change the variable name, okay? Any length you want to give. Okay, any of these properties or attributes if you want to change, generally what we'll do, we'll follow some data step and we'll do it, correct? Remember, class 1 is your input data set, class 2 data set you are getting. From class 1 data set, class 2 data set you are getting. So generally you will apply, if you want to apply some format or any labels, for example, renaming the sex to gender, you can do it like this. You'll follow some data step. See, from class 1 data set, class 2 data set we have created. See, you applied a label. See, you renamed the sex variable to the gender variable. For weight variable, you applied a format. For age and height variable, you applied the labels. So like this, any properties or any attributes, you can change it using. Normally using data step will follow. Instead of data step, you can also do it using proc data sets as well. Okay. Proc data sets. Proc data sets. Library. So in which library your class 1 data set is there? Yeah. The work library is there. Okay. So to modify the way attributes of the variable, you have to use a statement called modify. I'm modifying the class 1 directly, class 1 data set directly. What do you want to modify? Formats, labels, renaming? Yes, you can also do it here as well. Applying the format, labels, renaming, you can also do it in a stock data sets as well. Okay. I'm renaming the variable sex to the gender. I modified the class 1 data set successfully. Okay. Class 1 data set. When you apply the proc data sets also, proc data set will when you used also, see, applied the format, renamed the sex to the gender, and applied a label also. Clear? This is also one of the advantage for the proc data sets. Okay. See, why proc procedures, proc data sets is important. Now you're going to understand. Listen, how an interviewer will ask a question. Okay. The interviewer will ask a question like you. I have a data set called DS1. It contains 1 million observations, some 1,000 variables, 1 million observations, 1,000 variables. My requirement is, listen the requirement carefully. My requirement is very simple. In the 1,000 variables, there is a one sex variable is there. Rename that sex variable as a gender. That too, how you have to rename without reading the DS1 data set. Without reading the DS1 dataset, this DS1 your input dataset, without reading this DS1 dataset, rename the sex variable to the gender variable. What is the meaning of without reading? Why he was asking without reading? Clear? This is simple. This is a question he asked. How you will do it? Okay, I have a data set. I want to rename in the variable name from sex to gender without reading the data set. Tell me anyone what you understand from this requirement question. Simple. This is what he asked. What you will answer? What you will do?
I think he is saying without using data step. Like data is reading the data. Data step is using the reading. Data step is for reading the data, right, sir?
Data
So-
step for creating the data set. Okay,
Okay.
that's correct. For example, generally what you will follow. Generally, renaming of sex to gender means what you will approach. Your approach will be data, some output data set you are creating. You use a set statement, correct? Set DS1 will do. Means what is set DS1 meaning?
Reading the data.
You're going to
Copy.
read the data from the DS1 data set and you're going to create a DS2 data set. So you write some rename statement, sex is equal to gender. You thought it will be there, correct? But here what you're reading? You're reading from your DS1 data set. So why is asking? You can ask him also, sir, why should I read without reading the DS1? Why? Because see, you have 1 million observations and 1,000 variables are there. Just to rename one variable name, you have to read all 1 million observations. And again, you have to write into a new data set, again 1 million observations to another data set. Let us assume 2 minutes of time you are taking for reading, again to write into the new data set, another 3 minutes you are taking. Total 2 plus 3, 5 minutes of time you are taking just to change one variable name. It's a time waste process, right? To avoid that one, I was asking, okay, don't read the data set, directly change the variable names. How can I do it? Now clear, guys? What is the intention is, I have so many variables and so many observations. To read it again to write it in a new data set, it is taking the time. It is consuming that unnecessary time. My programming execution time will waste. To avoid that one, okay, how can I write a program? So that time we'll use proc data sets procedures. See, observe here in a proc data sets, you are modifying the directly a data set. Okay, proc data sets library is equal to, for example, it is there in some work library. You are not reading anything, you're modifying. You're modifying the DS1 data set only. Same rename sex is equal gender. You're not reading anything. You're not writing into any new data set. You're directly modifying. You're directly updating on the data set. That's the reason it's a proc data set procedure. Name itself was very clear. Proc data sets means you are going to work directly on the data sets only. You are working on a data set. You are applying your everything on a data set. See, you are applying the content on a data set. Okay, you are applying, you are appending directly on the data sets. Going forward, you will see everything. Everything you will apply directly on the data set. You're not reading, you're not writing. Clear? That is the clear advantage for the proc dataset. That's why proc datasets were so special. Clear, everyone?
Yeah, clear, sir.
That's it. Okay. That's why proc datasets are so special. It's not looks so simple, but very, very, very important. Okay. Yeah. So still now we have discussed only 3 advantages for the proc datasets. We have still few more. Okay. See the 4th one. Okay. Okay, let us assume there is Swati's library is there. Okay. There is a work library is there. There are 3, 4, 5 data sets is there. I want to copy all these data sets to a Swati's library. I want to copy all these data sets to a Swati's library. Copy the data sets from one library to another library. Okay, see here, from data sets, library is equal to, for example, in the work library, I have around 4 to 5 data sets are there. Okay, I want to copy all these 3, 5 data sets are there, copy everything into Swati's library. What do you have to do? Simply write a copy out equal to write a library name. Simple. Quit. Okay. You can also run and also you can write run quit as well. Both will work. Okay. See, right? I'm going to copy. See, the work library boys dataset you are copying to Swati's library boys dataset. For that class to Swati that class 1. For that class to Swati that class. So see, all the 5 datasets are copied to the Swati's library. Vice versa also you can do. All these datasets you want to copy to a work library, you can also do it same way. Okay. Swati to out to work library. So it will copy from Swati to work. For example, in a Swati library, all the dataset I don't want to copy. I want to copy only account dataset alone. That's it. Use the select statement. Okay, select account means only account dataset alone it will copy. Check. See, from the Swati's library only account dataset I am copying to the work library. Okay, clear? To copy all the datasets, or you can copy selected datasets also.
This is only for copy and paste, right, sir? Not cut and paste.
So copy paste, not
Okay.
cut and paste.
Okay.
Copy. Okay, very useful. Really very useful because when you go for any project, your team lead gave some raw data sets, some list of some 120 data sets he gave. If you don't want to disturb those data sets, copy those data sets and keep it in another library. You cannot copy one by one, right? At a time you can copy. Okay. Next, delete it. I want to delete a data set. In the work library, there is a class 1 data set is there. Delete this data set. How will you delete? Not only, for example, in Swati's library, some CAD data set is there. Delete this data set. Okay. Proc data set. Okay. Library is equal to the work library. I want to delete. Delete which data set? For example, class 1 data set if you want to delete. Then use the delete step. Run and quit. Okay, guys, you can use directly quit also. You can write run and quit also. Both will work. Don't confuse. See, I'm deleted. I'm deleting the class 1 data set. No, sir, I don't want to delete one by one. I want to delete all the data sets. Okay, delete all the data sets in a library. If you take any library, any Swati library or any work library, you want to delete everything means you have to use an option called kill. Proc data sets library is equal to, so which library you want to delete? Use a kill option. Okay, it will kill everything. It will delete all the data sets. That cleaned now. It deleted everything in the work library. See, I'm deleting word.count, word.voice, word.class2, deleted everything. Now your work library is clean. Okay. Next. Exchanging the data set name. Okay. Exchanging the data set names. Exchanging or swapping, anything will be same. Meaning will be same. Okay. Let us assume there are two data sets you have. Boys data set and girls data set. In work library, you have two data sets, boys data set and girls data set. Your boys data set will contain sex is equal male details, your girls data set will contain sex is equal female details, correct? Now I want to exchange the data set names. Proc data sets. Library is equal to work library. Exchanging. Exchange. Boys data set name to girls data set name and girls data set name to girls data set. Simple. See, now if I exchange, what's going to happen? I'm exchanging the names boys to girls. Now your boys dataset could contains girls information, your girls dataset contains boys information because you exchange the names, right? Clear? Like this dataset names we can exchange. No, we cannot Deepa, can we recollect the deleted data? No, once you delete it, you cannot recollect. Okay. So this is for exchanging. Exchanging also we can do it using exchange statement. And one more, next last one. Renaming or changing the data set name. For example, boys data set is name. I want to change the data set name as a boys underscore new. Girls as a girls underscore new. If you want to change the data set name, renaming or changing the data set name. Okay. Proc data sets. Library is equal to work library. I can use a change statement here. Change, for example, boys data set is that I want to change the data set name as a boys underscore name. Similarly, girls data set is that I want to change as a girls underscore. You are changing, you change the data set names, changing from boys to boys underscore name, girls to girls underscore. Clear? That's it. These many advantages you have in a proc data sets procedure. Clear? We can view the content of the data set. Okay. Use a content statement. We can append the data set. We can modify the attributes of the SAS data set. Okay. We can copy the data set. We can delete the data set. We can delete all the data sets in the library. We can exchange or we can swap the data set name, and finally you can rename the data set names as well. Clear? Okay. Clear? Proc datasets. Apart from that's it for proc datasets, we have proc copy and proc delete. There is separate procedures for copying and deleting also. Generally, proc dataset itself, we can do it just proc copying the dataset, deleting the dataset, right? You are copying from one library to another library or deleting the datasets. But we have separate procedures for that one as well. Okay. Proc copy and proc. Okay, copy the contents. Contents mean datasets from one library to another library. For example, in work library, these two datasets are there. You want to copy to a Swathis library. Means proc copy in is equal to work, out is equal to Swath. So it will copy from work library to Swathis library. Boys underscore new to Swath underscore boys underscore. See, girls underscore new and boys underscore. Both the datasets is copied. You have separate procedure for the proc copy. Proc copy in is equal to work, out is equal to output at library. And you can also delete. For example, in the work library, you want to delete anything, or else in a Swathis library, you want to delete anything, just use proc delete. For example, Swathi dot boys underscore you want to delete. Okay. For boys dataset only want to delete. Mention the dataset. So it will delete the specific dataset from the library. That deleted. Deleting the Swathi.box. Okay. So like this, we have separate procedures as well. Proc copy and proc delete. We can use it like this. Okay. Okay. That's it. The proc copy, proc delete, and proc dataset and proc break for today. Okay, proc open we already discussed. Now we left with only proc report procedure. We'll discuss that one tomorrow. It is a little lengthy one. Tomorrow, once the task completion discussion, we'll discuss the proc. Okay. Sure. So on this, by tomorrow we'll complete the procedure topic, and we mainly left with mainly three topics: SQL and macros. In between, we have small topics, arrays and ODS system. It's one day small topic. Okay. In the next week, we'll complete the base analysis. Okay, fine. That's it for today. We'll continue remaining in the next class. Thank you. Any doubts, anyone?
Recording stopped.
Oh. If no doubts, that's it. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.